Okay, the next piece of power equipment we have today is this Troy-Bilt Super Bronco garden tiller. It is a 6.5 horsepower garden tiller. We bought it about 5 years ago, brand new, when we started getting back into gardening, and we've got our garden right back over there. We've probably taken care of this machine better than any other piece of equipment we've had. We use it in the spring, summer, and then in the fall again, and it pretty much does a wonderful job for us. Pretty simple Briggs & Stratton overhead valve engine on the front there. Real easy pull start, and it's a real neat machine. Standard rotating tine tiller. And what that means is essentially is that these tines here spin in the same direction as the wheels. So as you're driving the machine along, it digs in and almost acts like a power set of wheels. Well, on nice loose soil, it's just like in the advertisement. I mean, the thing just, you can use it with one hand and it just does a beautiful job. But on compacted, hard soils, boy, will this thing jump and run. What'll happen is these tines will dig right in. Of course, they're spinning 4 or 5 times faster than the wheels. They'll dig right in, and if you don't have enough weight on these front traction wheels, it'll just launch the tractor right out of your hand. You've got to use both hands on the handlebar to keep it from going anywhere. And so if you've never used one before, it actually takes quite a bit of time to realize the balance of the machine and how you can operate it with one hand, even in hard soils. I just checked the gas. I'll check it again just for the video. It is full of gas, and like I've said in other videos, we pretty much have a 5-gallon can of fuel that we use in the fall that we add stable to. So everything is already treated with fuel stabilizer, and we usually keep stuff full, keeps the water out of the fuel. And it's a little bit on an incline here, so this should probably, I'm going to put a rag, a little paper towel here. The oil should be clean too, and it is, and it's leaking out because it's a little bit on an incline. But she's full of good oil, standard 30 weight detergent oil, just like the manual says. And I'm sure the plug is right on. It only gets maybe 10 to 15 hours of operation a year. Now to start this machine, it's real simple. The choke is right here, and you open up to maximum. Give it about half throttle. It's very similar to the chipper we just bought with the Briggs & Stratton engine on it. And then we've got the pull start here. Now usually I hold on to the bumper here and pull start it, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and try to do it without that. So I'm going to hold this just like so, because I don't want to set up a tripod, I'm too lazy. And let's see if I can get this baby to I'm thinking 1 pull, but maybe in 2. After being stored all winter. That's why I love this little Intek engine. Wow. We're going to engage the wheels, and we're going to go till some land. But before we do that, I've got to mow the garden, because we're actually covered in winter rye. We plant it in the fall, and of course, but we use it pretty much to conserve nitrogen. It keeps the soil where it's at. So I'm just gonna get the pallets off the garden, make sure there are no sticks or anything. We're gonna fire up the mower here with its mulching deck, mulch all that down, and then we'll fire up the tiller and do some tilling. Okay, we mowed the garden, so all our winter rye is mowed down, so it's easily chop-upable now. And I've got one more wheel I need to connect onto my tractor here. So I already did the other side, but you can see the hole there, and I'm just gonna slightly lift it up, pull the wheel out. Oops, not showing you. Pull the wheel out so I can put a pin through the axle and the wheel. And this will lock the wheel to the shaft. And it has a little keeper pin right here. And if I can find the hole, like so, there. Now the wheel is locked to that shaft, and this shaft is directly geared to this shaft, so they'll spin together. Now, this can go down about 6 inches or so, but we actually control the height by this bar right here. And depending on how low or how high we lift this bar up, I'll lift it up 1 notch, 2 notches. That actually controls this, I guess you'd call it a ski back here, and limits how deep these tines can go into the dirt. For this first pass, and to grind all this vegetable matter into the soil, I'll do the entire garden at the number 2 level. And then later, after I grind that in, then I'll go ahead and put it down to 4 notches, or I think it's 6 inches, so 6 notches down. That's about as deep as it goes. That's about as deep as I want to go, because if I go too much deeper, then I just keep dragging up clay from the natural soil, and that stuff, when the sun hits it, just turns into a rock. Choke, gas, pull.